Now, when we were putting together this presentation, we couldn't think of a better flow diagram than making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is one of our favorite treats. So what we'd like to do here is take this concept and remove it from development and put it into a basic algorithm. And the algorithm is how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I guess Brian and I will just kind of take turns walking through this diagram. I'll start here with our Terminator symbol, which designates this is where we begin. The next thing that we need are our pre-qualifiers. I need to know that I have peanut butter, I need jelly, and I need bread in order to make this sandwich. Next, we move into a decision. What type of peanut butter do I want? Do I want creamy peanut butter or do I want chunky peanut butter? Depending on that decision, the outcome will be different. The outcome is different. It's a chunky one or it's a creamy one.
World of a difference.
Yeah.
If somebody gets a chunky peanut butter sandwich that wants a creamy one, that person's going to be pissed.
Exactly. So when you see that when we hit, if we're in the mood for creamy peanut butter, we actually fall into the same logic as the chunky because the logic from that point on is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is that we have
the action of getting
the jar. So the jar is the variable. So, Brian, what do we do now?
Let's say we decide we want a chunky peanut butter sandwich, which is the best peanut butter sandwich ever. Chunky
creamy
sandwiches are better.
Chunky sandwiches are for dumb people that have beards like you.
So we get the chunky jar. The jar with the chunky peanut butter.
Or with the creamy jar.
So then we continue on to our next decision. Which is the best type of jelly? Well, indisputably, I don't even know why we have this decision statement on there. It's going to be strawberry jelly.
Oh! High five. Okay, we agree on something.
Our decision could have been grape or strawberry, but it could have also been blackberry or
because
a series of other things.
We only have a certain amount of space to work with. Right. We can have 500 types of jelly on here.
But unlike the previous decision, this could have been a longer sequence of options. So we're going to choose the strawberry option and go down the strawberry path, which tells us the next statement, which is an action symbol, to get the strawberry jar. That then goes, both of those options, regardless of which kind of jars we got, will both go to off-page references, which is the Making the Sandwich page.
And since that is not on this page, we'll go to the Making a Sandwich page, which is here.
Hey, look.
So the off-page reference sends us to this connector, which is Making the Sandwich. Now, when we first jump into this, we need to know that we have 2 pieces of bread. All the other things have been defined. We know what kind of peanut butter we're using. We know that we have bread because that was decided at the beginning of the other one. And we also know what kind of jelly we're using. So now let's define 2 pieces of bread. Now I like mine toasted. So my flowchart has toast in it. So I put the toast, the bread in the toaster.
So
and then there's a waiting period. Well, I also want to demonstrate some more objects and symbols. So now there's a waiting period because I may run it to the toaster and it's not toasty enough for me. So I will run it again. So that span of time is variable for how long it will take before we move on to the next step, which is a loop condition. Brian, explain.
So once we get into this, you'll see this purple block on the bottom left. And this is our loop condition. So once we've waited for the bread to be toasted, we now do the action of, so this is kind of a do while. So we do this action, spread a tablespoon of peanut butter on 1 slice of toast. Then we go to see if the condition is met. Do we have enough peanut butter? Absolutely not. 1 tablespoon? Are you kidding? So no. We go back and put another tablespoon on. Then we decide, is this enough peanut butter? Absolutely not.
No, keep it going, baby.
I
want the whole jar on there.
Yeah. So after we iterate through this about 50 or 60 times, depending on your liking, we decide, is this enough peanut butter? Yeah, I guess so. For now.
We're out of peanut butter.
We can make another sandwich later.
I guess it has to be enough.
So yes, is the conclusion. So we go to the yes decision line. The yes decision line takes us to our next loop, which is also do while. So this is, we will guaranteed to spread at least 1 teaspoon of jelly on the other slice of toast. Then we ask ourselves, is this enough jelly? No. We spread another one. Is this enough jelly? Yeah, it's enough jelly. We don't need a whole lot of jelly.
And now, this is where it all comes together. We have a process. The process is, now that we've made the decision for the peanut butter that we want, we've made the decision for the jelly that we want, and we have 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter on 1 piece of bread and jelly on the other piece of bread. We then combine the 2 slices of toast where, and this is important because if you do this backwards, you're in trouble, where the jelly side and the peanut butter side connect. Imagine if you did it backwards. That's not a happy sandwich.
It'd be a mess.
So
that would defeat the purpose of the bread.
exactly.
Because then you just have jelly and peanut butter on your hands. That's just a mess.
That is the greatest idea I think I've ever heard. I'm going to do that as soon as we're done recording this. So once we do that, then we have a complete sandwich. Our process is done. And then we go to the other Terminator statement here, which is an end statement, which is saying the process is complete.
Or if this was a film noir diagram, this would be the fin